Today, when Trump, Meloni, Milei, or maybe Modi talk, they are called a threat to democracy.
Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's recent address at the Conservative Political Action Conference, that's CPAC, has reverberated across the global political arena. Her remarks highlight a growing trend, the rise of far-right leaders worldwide. From the Americas to Europe and to Asia, nationalist agendas are gaining momentum, reshaping policies and redefining international relations. Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. In her speech, Prime Minister Meloni criticized the global leftist network, accusing them of double standards. She emphasized the contrasting perceptions of leaders based on their political affiliations. Meloni's statements echo a broader frustration among right-wing leaders who perceive liberal hypocrisy in global discourse. This phenomenon isn't isolated. Leaders like Narendra Modi in India, Donald Trump in the US, Javier Milei in Argentina, and shifts within the UK's Labour Party under Keir Starmer signify a significant transformation in global politics. But how did we arrive at this juncture?
Are winning, but because conservatives are now collaborating globally. When Bill Clinton and Tony Blair created the global leftist liberal network in the 90s, they were called statesmen. Today, when Trump, Meloni, Milei, or maybe Modi talk, they are called a threat to democracy. This is the left's double standard. But we're used to it. We are used to it. And the good news is people no longer believe in their lies. Despite all the mud they throw at us, citizens keep voting for us. Because simply, people are not naive as the left considers them. They vote for us because we defend freedom. We love our nations. We want secure borders. We preserve businesses and citizens from the green leftist insanity. We defend family and life. We fight against wokeism. We protect our sacred right to our faith and our free speech. And we stand for common sense.
Historically, periods of crisis have often paved the way for the ascent of far-right movements. The Great Depression of 1929, for instance, led to the rise of authoritarian leaders like Hitler and Mussolini. Similarly, post-Cold War uncertainties in the 1990s spurred nationalist movements across Eastern Europe. The current global rise of far-right movements is intricately linked to economic disparities, immigration debates, and cultural identity concerns. Economic discontent, fueled by globalization and technological advancements, has marginalized segments of population, creating fertile ground for far-right leaders to advocate for protectionist and nationalist economic policies. Increased migration has intensified discussions over national identity, with far-right groups capitalizing on these sentiments by promoting stricter immigration controls and the preservation of traditional cultural norms. Additionally, a perceived erosion of national sovereignty and traditional values has led to a cultural backlash, positioning far-right leaders as defenders of national heritage against globalist influences. These interconnected factors have collectively contributed to the surge of far-right ideologies worldwide. Giorgia Meloni is not alone in this. The global political landscape is undergoing a notable shift as far-right leaders gain prominence across various nations. Since President Donald Trump's return to the White House, debates over left versus right policies have intensified. His administration has implemented assertive policy changes, including stringent immigration measures and a more isolationist foreign policy stance. In India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has maintained a strong political presence since 2014, blending economic initiatives with the promotion of nationalist sentiments. This approach has solidified his support base and influenced the country's socio-political fabric. Argentina's President Javier Milei, a libertarian economist, secured a decisive victory in 2023, reflecting a shift towards right-wing policies in South America. His administration emphasizes free market reforms and a reduction in state intervention, resonating with the populace seeking economic revitalization. In the United Kingdom, in fact, it's the Labour Party that's in power. But Prime Minister Keir Starmer has adopted a hard right stance on immigration, signalling a significant shift within the party. This move aims to address public concerns over immigration and national identity, aligning the party's policies more closely with right-wing populist sentiments. Europe is witnessing a notable shift as well. In Germany, the far-right Alternative for Deutschland, that is AfD, achieved a significant breakthrough in the recent election, securing about 21% of the vote, nearly doubling their previous result. This surge positions the AfD as a formidable force in German politics, challenging traditional party dynamics. As Prime Minister Meloni called out the international community for its double standards when it comes to the left and the right, there is a shift that we see, and this is a sign of changing times. It also means that the world is divided, polarized, with major wars like Russia-Ukraine and Israel-Palestine war currently ongoing in various parts of the world. It leaves one to wonder if this rise of the right can really divide the world yet again. The rise of far-right leaders has already influenced foreign policy decisions. Trump's isolationist approach, Meloni's push for European sovereignty, Modi's assertive nationalist stance, and Milei's radical economic policies are shaping new global alliances and fractures. The question remains, are we witnessing a political realignment that will define the future, or is this merely a pendulum swing before another shift back to centrist or left-leaning governance? Will these far-right movements cement their influence through structural changes, or will economic shifts, demographic trends, and public pushback eventually curb the rise? Thank you for watching Statecraft.